Hi folks, Junkets here, playing Sailaway the Sailing Simulator. And I am not at the moment in the Bering Strait, or the Bering Sea, or wherever the heck that is. I am somewhere to start a race, which starts in 9 minutes time. Okay, the auto-trim race, the course is a giant P. You need to handle the sheet and halyard yourself. The boat will handle the trim, which in the practice, I find that very hard to believe. I need to tighten up my mainsail, although I'm a little bit ahead of time here. So, can't find my mainsail. There it is. Main sheet. Let's tighten up our main sheet, so it's not flapping and making a whole lot of noise here. That's about it right now. We want to cross that line eventually in 8 minutes time, so we need to take our time here. So, what we're going to do, and once we turn the corner here, we are going to be almost directly in irons. So I've already laid out a course, starting from the start line, and where I'm going to tack a large amount of number of degrees away from where we're headed. But we should be able to pick up some speed. So right now I'm trying to keep swinging around here so that I am roughly at the start of the course. So I'm going to cross jibe here, which is probably not good, but it wants me to raise the gennaker because I'm downwind. So, but I'm just doing a little turn here, so I'm not going to be raising any gennakers in a big hurry. So we're just, generally speaking, playing back and forth here. And I'm almost 7 minutes away, so a long way away yet. So in terms of the Bering Sea, I'm just looking at where we are right now. In terms of the Bering Sea, we are sailing downwind presently, and now doing a nice job of picking up our speed. Okay, right now we're crossing, well, we will be crossing irons in a minute. So we have a very loose mainsail. So let's cross irons again. Get out of this mess here. Anyway, yes, back to the Bering Sea. We are sailing along at roughly, I think, 6-7 kilometers or knots, and the average wind speed is about 12. I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been almost an hour since I played with stats there, but I've trimmed everything, and the wind is holding fairly steady, in direction-wise, that is, and so we should be able to sail for quite a long distance, mostly downwind. Well, until the wind changes and we are back at course. Okay, we are 4 minutes out. That was a horn saying the race starts in 4 minutes time. So we're just sailing around in circles here, trying to not cross that line, but be ready to cross it when the time comes. So we just crossed jibe, and of course it's telling us we should be raising the gennaker, but we're trying to go as slowly as possible, and we're just using our mainsail. I wonder how much time it would be if we lowered the mainsail completely, which would put us pretty much in irons, which will put us in irons, which is pretty much the direction we want to go. So let's I was going to do that every... Okay, I'm lowering the halyard here, which will swing us around in irons. So I'll raise the halyard approximately 2 minutes away from the start. Whoops. How'd that happen? It's already starting to maintain us. Okay, I'm not ready for the Genoa here. Give me a break. Lower the Genoa. I'm trying to get in irons and in a little quiet zone. Okay, pop the Genoa up. So it's playing with my head here. How far are we away? 2 minutes. So it's popped up both the mainsail and the Genoa. So I'm going to swing around. It's completely downwind. Trim-wise, mainsail's too loose, but that's because we're going in the opposite direction here. We want to swing around. We just passed through jibe, or we just jibed. I don't know. I have no idea what we're doing here. And we are 2 minutes out. I don't know how long it's going to take us to cross the line here. A minute and a half away. Are we going to be too quick or not? The whole race takes about 30 minutes. Okay, we're doing almost zero, so we're in irons almost already, so we go very yeah. Okay, fine, we're a minute away. The Genoa sheet is too loose, so we're going to tighten the Genoa sheet. The main sheet's too loose. Well, that's because it's at zero. Okay, we're tightening the main sheet as best we can. Hopefully we will not be crossing the line. Map-wise, okay, we're going 2.4 and we are 15 seconds out, so we have no worries about that. So, trim-wise, let's see, let's turn around so we can see. First of all, let's get back over here. Okay, now it's green. We can cross the line that gets written fine. And now let's trim the mainsail. Looks good. The Genoa. Try to ease. That's the mainsail again. Okay, it's doing its thing. It's fixing things up for us. So we just have to focus on the map. And what we'll do, as soon as we cross this line, we'll head on this direction here in order to pick up a little speed. And it should adjust things as it goes, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of adjustment going on here. The only thing I have to supposedly worry about is the halyards. Okay, I can swing a little bit further over this way. I'm just looking at my angle here, so hopefully I'll be able to cross here fairly quickly. My, it's slow when you want to go fast. Okay, horn should flow any second here, saying that I crossed. It's not, so it's just assuming that I'm crossing it in the right time. So it wasn't when I crossed the line that the race started, it was back 2 minutes ago. So now we want to pick up some speed by heading this tack, which is not ideal. We should be up to about 45 degrees in order to get a good line here. So this wind has changed direction. And you should be adjusting the sail, but they're not doing that for me. They're not doing that, or are they? They pretend to be. They reefed the sail a little bit, the mainsail. Telltales are sort of flat. So I go to the Genoa halyards at 108 degrees, so I can't, well, I can pull it up to 110. So map-wise, we should be a little bit further from the wind, but we are tacking way off course here. I'm going to press the Z key, which will take us out here, which will tell us whether or not, no, we're running pretty flat. I'm going to hit the Z key again. So let's back out, and we're going to try to make it to here, which we've already done. I don't know how to undo it. If I move it, everything else is moved. Alright, so we want to turn roughly 90 degrees once we get here. So it'll be 45 degrees in the opposite direction. And they seem to have moved the course here. Let's move that over. Wow. Okay, anyway, we're almost 5 minutes away from here before we can tack over to here. And seeing as how there's nobody else in the race, I should end up in pretty good stead. Anyway, nobody else in the race, so I can adjust these a little bit. Remove things slightly. Except for closing on. Now, okay, we just have to wait this out. I don't like the way the telltales are flopping around here. I can't do any reefing, I can't do anything but play with the sheets and the halyards, right? The raised and reefed men, well, I can play with the reefs and I can play with the sheets. So let's see, we're at 6.5. Let's see what happens if I take one of the reefs away. 6.5. Pretty much nothing happened. I don't like the trim job we're doing. I can pull the halyard, but the halyard's already at 110%. I can ease the traveler or pull the sheet, although I can't pull the sheet, it's 100%. I can ease the traveler a bit. No, I've eased it a big bit. Me to add a reef. What's my speed right now? 7.3. It's pretty good. Where am I map-wise? I want to get to be able to turn or to tack 90 degrees. So I'm waiting to get to here, which is 0.26 nautical miles away. So, and well, almost 2 minutes away. So let's go back to our trimming. Can't do anything with this part. Says the mains is too round, but it should be adjusting that. Where do I get to adjust the sheets? I can't remember. Try to ease the traveler or pull the main sheet. So I'm caught between pulling it and not pulling it. So the curve of the main is too far back. Try to pull the halyard, which I can't. 100% is as far as we can go. Main sheet too loose. Let's check our map. Still, well, we're less than a minute away, so we're going to change all our wind statistics very quickly. So we'll wait until we reach that particular point. wind. So we'll turn that one straight yellow, turn 90 degrees, which will put us roughly at 45 degrees over here. And we'll head in this direction. So we're not quite 90 degrees, but I think we're close enough. So let's pull across irons. Speed-wise, we've dropped off. Okay, we're looking better that way. Okay, we're picking up our speed again at 6.7.2 or 3 knots. Okay, so trim-wise, main sheet's too loose according to that. So we just tighten it a little bit. Can't pull the halyard, I can't adjust the main sheet. Can add a reef going at 6.2, so let's look at our reef here. 6.1, 6.2, we're going to add a reef. And 6.3, 6.4, so we did increase a little bit speed-wise. Sheets are controlled manually, sails are raised or reefed manually. Everything else, apparently, they're taken care of, which doesn't please me particularly. So I'm looking at those telltales and not doing so great. So the leaderboard is blank. I guess there is no leader. Along at 7.7, 7.8 knots, 7.6 thereabouts, and the average true wind speed is roughly 13 knots. I think actually I can pull a little bit further off the wind. I don't know if that's going to help us or not. Yeah, 7.8 knots, 7.7 thereabouts. Might have been just the wind going up and down, hard to say. How far are we in? We're 13 minutes in. Don't know what the leaderboard means. The leaderboard must go into effect when you actually finish the race. So I might end up with being the leader of the pack here, because there is a pack of one. So I'm pulling a little more off the wind. Pull that in a little bit further. .7 knots, not bad. I'm going to swing around here and head for what's it called, the jibe mark, because we're going to cross jibe. Actually, we're almost 100% behind, or yeah, the wind behind us. Right now we're at the upwind mark, so we're sailing into the wind, and we are going to sail off the wind once we turn this corner. So we'll probably be raising the Genoa. There's where we're headed, in that direction there. Don't know what else I can do at this point. Genoa's to round, pull the halyard. I'm already at 110%, right? Genoa halyard's 110%. Top of the main is too far open. Try to ease the traveler or pull the sheet. The main sheet, I can pull it slightly. Not going to make any difference at all. I don't know what I should do with the main sheet being too round. It's not making the adjustment on its own. I've already reefed it once. Okay, let's go back to the map. And we're going to be crossing that in 25 seconds or so. So we're going to stay on the map this time. We're going to come around this corner. You can barely see the marker here. And I think we've come around it. Okay, so now, pretty sure they want us to raise the gennaker. Remove the reef and raise the gennaker is what it's telling us in the lower right corner. So, first of all, let's remove the reef. So if I can find it. Halyard, Genoa, Traveler, the reef. Removing that reef. It's probably not the thing to do. The first thing that I should be doing is lowering the Genoa, which is... Come on, where are you? Genoa Halyard. Over to Genoa. And now I'm going to raise the gennaker. That should be fine. Now I should pick up some speed. Gennaker, by the way, is right there. I'm going to raise it to 100%. Okay, and forget about the main sheet for a minute. The gennaker is too loose. Try to pull it until the telltales are even. So we're going to pull the sheet. You can see the diagram there on the left of the right-hand map. And you can see the little yellow lines are starting to line up. And I'm at 100% before I got to correct it. And the main sheet is too tight. It's the main, oh, it's too tight, so I want to loosen it. So, this main sheet's now too loose. We are headed for this little thing here, so we can probably pull it in a little bit. We are roughly 2 minutes away from the yellow thing, where we are from the green thing is probably slightly less. It's too flat, but they're not doing anything about it. Gennaker's fine. You could probably, I don't know, use the trapper without loosening up a bit. Not sure. So anyway, we're going at 9 knots. With the average wind speed of 11.6. We are downwind, but we are adding approximately almost 1 knot because of the looking at the apparent speed and their average speed. So in terms of map, we are 54 seconds out of the yellow, so we're probably 40 seconds out of the green. We're going to swing around here, and then we are going to be, we're not going to be directly downwind, but we're certainly gennaker situation. So we'll turn a little bit closer. We are coming up to the marker here. So here we go. There's our marker. Now we'll swing around. It's called the jibe mark. We just crossed over the wind. So now we've got a major tilt on here by the looks of it. Yeah, it's evening out now. So they want us to raise the code 0 rather than the gennaker. So they leave the gennaker where it is. So we are headed for another little spot up there, which we will turn across. Looks like we're doing all right. We're 23.5 minutes in from the race, and we were about 2 minutes behind the line. So the race itself is 21 minutes, but apparently that doesn't count. I'm just wondering, do I press Z again? That's looking pretty flat. I don't see any reason. Oh, okay. It's looking flat because I've got stuff going on here and I can't adjust anything here. I wonder if they've adjusted it or... I wonder, did they adjust it or was it already there? We don't know. So we are almost 3 minutes away from the next point. And they want us to raise a code 0. We're at 9.5 kilometers now. We're headed for that spot over there. Hit that again. I don't know. I think we're definitely going to need a gennaker once we pass here because we're going to have it directly behind it. So we'll end up raising the code 0 and then as soon as we turn the corner, raising the gennaker again. So let's just hold on to the gennaker. And we're at 9.67 knots, so we're not doing too badly. So we'll pull a little closer to our mark here. We're heading at 9.6 knots. We're increasing, but our angle is spread across the 90-degree mark here. When we turn the corner, it should end up right behind us. Keep adjusting things a little bit so that we're going to cross this line a better position. We're now at about 90 degrees. That's the apparent there? Yeah, this is the real one. Make sure we don't cross the wrong side. Okay, now we're heading for the goal line, and our wind is almost 100% behind us. We're just going to make a rush. Okay, we just crossed jibe, or jibed. I don't know what the term is. So we're heading straight for the line. And trim-wise, our main sheet is too tight. Main sheet is too tight. We'll loosen the main sheet. We want to pick up as much wind as we possibly can. It's at 2%, and the gennaker sheet is too tight. Gennaker sheet. A Loosen that up so we pick up as much wind as we can. Swung around to the other side. Now let's take a look at the map. And we're really heading in there at 20, probably we'll cross at 30 minutes. I was hoping we were in the wing effect, but not bad. But now we're in the wing effect. When we're directly downwind, we're going a little bit slower. If we were off-wind a bit, we'd be going a little bit faster. So let's wind around a bit. 7.0 knots. 7.2 knots. Not bad. Okay. We just have to wait till we cross the line. Right now we're at 30 minutes, 12 seconds. Okay, true wind space is the right one. True wind, true direction, yeah, looks pretty good. This is the true direction here. The apparent direction will be off to the one side. So we should be crossing over. Apparently the wind has changed a bit. There we go. We did it in roughly 31 minutes. So we quit. And we lower our sails, which is over here. Go. Now we're going to swing around into irons because that's what we do when we're sea anchored and things get very quiet. So we are tilted over, you see over there. So we come back over here and we go to our heel and we bring that back over. And that should level us off. Actually, that one's out as well. So that'll come back in and that'll bring us over so that we're sitting pretty. Now I press that again and everybody's happy. Okay, so here we are. Let's go back to the helm. And we just got through our first race, which was, I don't remember, it was something anyway. We just went through it. So, I guess really there's nothing else to say other than, let's hit the escape key and go to activities, go to races. And this is the one we were at. We click on that. Nope. We can teleport. We can't. I was hoping we would find a leadership board. Find out whether we did a good job. Anyway, hit escape again. Current race fine. And we will, well, let's go back to our high performance and we will see that we are in the middle of Bering Sea. And for some reason, our ballast I didn't do that, or did I? I don't know. But it's alright because it levels us off this way. So I hit that again and go to map. And I go to where the boat is. There it is. Now where's our course here? The course is way over here. We're slightly off course. And the wind is partially behind us. If we go offline, we should adjust, compensating for the wind, etc. Mainsail and gennaker are fine. So the wind has come off somewhat, it's not directly behind us. Anyway, we've run out of time a long time ago. So, yeah, if you hit the thumbs up button, would be great, or the subscribe button, that's great as well. Most importantly, if you would hit the comment button and let me know what your experience with gaming is in general, etc. And so, until next time, please do take care.